I am Roena K. McCormick Robinson, known as Roena K, especially on social media, and that's how most of the models know me. In the New Orleans area, and of course I am the CEO of Chic Nouvelle Model and Talent Management in New Orleans. Now, when I think about what motivated me to actually, quit my job to do what I'm doing, it's because I've always had a serious passion for what I do. Not only that, my entire family, because I'm the oldest of 13 kids, we're all very tall. My dad's 6'7", my mom's 5'8". My sister Tammy was really the motivational piece in my life. She would always, have me taking her pictures with the 110 camera, and she would go to auditions. She always wanted me to come with her, but I was always too shy. I was too afraid. So I was in the industry, but not in the industry. So basically I had an interest in it. Now, there was a wake-up call for me once I started teaching. I started teaching for several amount of years, altogether 13 years. I have, of course, 3 degrees in education, and that's where I thought, I would retire as a school teacher in the school setting. But something happened one day where, it just, the feeling of wanting to really be out there as a model, it kept happening, inside of me, where I was having dreams about it. And then in one instance, one of my sisters came home with a comp card, and I'm looking and I said, wait a minute, if that's Diara and she's looking that good in that comp card, I should have been modeling. That's one of our sisters who we call her like the mean auntie. She's like the sister who's always really grouchy. And I'm looking at her photos and I was like, this is something that I need to do. I'm the oldest of everybody and I haven't done this. And my mom made one statement. She said, well, you might as well do it because you're not getting any younger. And I set out to prove her wrong, which is why I did photos, submitted to a magazine, and was chosen, according to what Sophisticated Black Hair Care magazine said, out of 20,000 models. Flew me to Jamaica. When I got there, I was being pampered by Oprah's hairstylist. Halle Berry's hairstylist actually left the set of Catwoman to come and do my hair. The person who provided the dress, the designer, that dress was $9,000. I felt like a princess, and it was an experience. It was 5 days, 4 nights in Montego Bay, Jamaica. It was an experience that I said, I want other people, other models, aspiring models, to know what this feels like. And that was the turning point for me in my career when I came back home and I realized that, teaching in a classroom, I loved it, but there was something else that was out there for me, and I felt that I needed to do it. So when I quit cold turkey. I quit one day, it was October the 10th. And I remember the principal telling me, she said, you can't leave. I had no idea you were this serious about it. And I said, I have to go. I have something that I really have to do. She did ask me to stay another week, which I did. And when I did leave, I remember the 5th graders crying. I remember them saying, dang, teacher, what we did, we're going to be good, we're going to be good. I said, it wasn't y'all. I said, this is bigger than y'all. This is bigger than me. So it was definitely a calling from the spirit world. And that's when, I actually left the classroom in 2008. Now, the whole Fashion Lounge project, I became interested, once I went to Atlanta. I went to shoot with photographer Tim Rogers, and I met with Sean Mason, and he started explaining a little bit about the project, and I immediately became interested. Number one, just because of the whole title. I mean, the idea of lounge, it's like, I'm from New Orleans. We're just like people from Jamaica, man. We like to relax. And the idea of putting a show together where the title is Fashion Lounge, it just, to me, it felt like everybody who was going to be there was going to be in a very relaxed setting. And then also on the other side of it, those models who would be behind the scenes, to me, they should have a relaxed mindset because of how, the idea of how he has everything set up where you could come there, sit down, lounge, and enjoy, a wonderful show that's put together, a clean show, because I've seen his, I've seen Sean's videotapings of some of the previous shows, and everything to me was so well put together, not just with the models, but with the entertainers as well. So I was very impressed with the entire idea of the Fashion Lounge. Now, I found out that Sean and I are Aquarians. But as I started talking to him when I was in Atlanta at his house where this photo shoot had taken place, I kind of picked up on his energies, and that's why I sort of asked him. He said he's February the 6th, if I'm not mistaken. I'm February the 9th. Aquarians are humanitarians. It's like our mission here is to be able to help so many people in the world. And not only are we humanitarians, but we're also very creative people. So when two Aquarians or more get together, then they're going to create something that's going to move and shake the world. So I knew that being able to work with him was just, to me, I felt that it would be God sent. And speaking of that, if I'm thinking of the ancestors and how they have helped to shape and mold the agency that I have, it's like my entire family, we're very deeply involved with the spirit world. Yes, we do our voodoo. Voodoo is just an African religion. It's not what Western society has painted out to be, as if, you know, to say that it's all evil. I mean, people can use it for evil if that's what they want. But we actually use the spirit world and voodoo to help us to pick the models out. We can look at a model's face and actually read them and their personality and determine if they're going to be somebody that's going to work with us or not. Sometimes we are picking up on energies of models that may actually betray us, and we still allow them to work with us, because even though we may have a warning, there are some things that we just have to go through, some lessons in life that we, you know, things you just have to go through. But if you have a warning, you kind of know how to deal with it. So all in all, I think that the whole project, I think that meeting with Sean, none of this was a coincidence. All of this was meant to happen, and I see greatness coming out of all of it.